Welcome back to Vintage Steel Garage. I've got here a handheld RPM meter. I bought it to try on the board track racer so I can find out what the RPM of the engine is and then work out the gearing, but I just thought I'd unpack it and take a look at it. So it's just cheap. I think it was something like £6–7 delivered off eBay from China, so it's not super duper quality, it's pretty lightweight. Takes a 9-volt battery. So let's put a battery in. Got some instructions here. Yeah, read them. So what you've got to basically do is put these strips on here. These are fluorescent strips. So cut a little bit off, put on whatever you want to get the RPM of, and then that'll be the reflective source for it. So I'll do the usual thing. I'll put a battery in, try it, and then if I don't work out how it works, then I'll decide to read the instructions. So let's have a look. Right, so the battery's in the back. Oop. So let's see. Test, that's the laser obviously. I suppose it works as a pointer as well. You can see there, at least I think you can see. Yep. Right, let's see how we can get it to work. You must have to keep your finger on it while it counts there. It's counting my hand there. So let's put something on something that we can see if we can read the RPM. So we'll cut a little sticker off here, peel the back off this. Right, so I've got the sticker there. I'm going to put it on this drill, measure the drill speed. So I've put that on there. The thinking is try and keep that in shot. So if I press test, so it's shining on there. So that was reading 1400 RPM. And it does say in speed to 1500 RPM, so it's not too bad. Okay, so what I'm going to test it on now is on this mini lathe I've got here. Put a strip on here, cleaned it off and put it on. I did read the instructions in the end. It recommends about a 1/2 inch strip there. So this lathe is saying it's variable from 0 to 2500 RPM. And I've got it in high gear at the back, so we should be able to achieve that. Now it only works with the guard down, so I'm going to have to try and do this with one hand as well. So let's see if we can get it going first of all on a slow RPM. So if I press the button, I'll press this in, pointing this at the reflective mark. It's reading 400 RPM. So turn it up a little bit, turn the speed up, do the same again. It's reading 894 RPM. Let's try the full speed. There it's reading 2100 RPM. I'll just turn that down a bit. So at the high speed it was reading 2100 RPM, which I would say was about right. I mean, there's no guarantee this is 2500 RPM. So now it's reading 157. Yeah, I could probably see that. Seems about that sort of speed. There is a bit of variation on it. And it seems to be the accuracy of how you hold it to the light. So there, it jumped then from 350 to 157. I think it's maybe just picking up on different things. Probably again on the chuck, thinking about it, might even be picking up a little bit of reflection off these bits here. That may be varying the signal, so maybe I should have been better putting it somewhere where it's not going to pick up on either this or the chuck key, maybe around the back here. So I think I'll just reposition it around here and try that again. Right, so I've stuck it on the back of the chuck now. I'll see if I can try and pick that up. I'll have to shine obviously up here to try and pick it up, so let's start it off. So that's reading 400. Let's turn it down a little bit. See how slow we can get it going round. No, that's not bad, 85. Now what it does say on the low RPM, if you're reading really low RPM, it advises you put 2 stickers on. So I suppose what it's saying is it'll then count twice. So for example, it's going to read 1000 RPM, but because you've got 2 tags on, the actual real RPM's 500, or you put 3 on, reads 1500, again it's 500. So let's just try turning this up here now. So we got a very similar figure there, 2121, and I think for those observant ones you'll have just spotted that my tag just flew off. So I think I'll just try it again, degrease this so it's nice and clean, and then attach it. Okay, stuck that on a lot better now. Clean it with some thinners first and put it back on. So if we run the test again, I'm going to run it on maximum RPM. It's a little bit noisy so you might not hear me. Run it on maximum RPM, see if we can get a similar figure. Yeah, so as far as it goes for a £7 tool delivered, it's a good cool tool to keep in your toolbox. Seemed to give a sort of a steady figure. I'm not sure on the accuracy, you don't know of anything of this, you know, you'd spend thousands of pounds for calibrated equipment to tell you the exact thing. This is just a rough guideline. We could see it told us it was doing 100 RPM, we could see it told us 2000 RPM. And as I said, I'm not sure if this machine can actually do 2500 RPM. That could have been its maximum speed. Again, you know, this isn't made to a certain quality. So for a cheap tool in your toolbox, it's a good item to have. The only other thing I've seen from other people heard online is that because of this memory function, which will recall the last figures of your sort of your lowest and your highest speed. I think it'll come up there. That's the last one. That's the upper one, and then that's the lower one. Because of that, it does tend to wear the battery out, so probably if you're not using it, I'd just pop the battery out and leave the battery out until you need it. Okay, thank you for that. Bye.